can never ever find the right words, and there's no way this is real life. There's no telling you're the right girl, so I can only say that it feels right. It feels right, it feels right, yeah. I can only say that it feels right. It feels right, it feels right, yeah. I can only say that it feels right.
What up, guys? It's your boy Cam, or CV Plays. I am here with another video. No long intro. Let's get into the show. And we kick off the show with the great rating. So earlier today, we see a video of earlier today with Kathy Kelly asking Kyle O'Reilly what did they do, asking him questions about their attack on Killer Kross last week. And Kyle O'Reilly is basically telling Kathy Kelly that Karrion Kross is nothing. They proved that Balor Club is the strongest faction in NXT, and also proved that Killer Kross is nothing but a dumb lunatic, and he is no force compared to the Balor Club. Did I say Balor Club? Balor Club. But out of nowhere, Killer Kross comes in out the parking lot and tries to attack Kyle O'Reilly, but Kyle O'Reilly manages to escape Killer Kross, and Killer Kross is pissed off that Kyle O'Reilly got away from him. We kick off with the first show of the night. First match of the night. MSK defeated the Vision and American Catch Wrestling in 14:53. The order of elimination, it wouldn't be a order of elimination, but just for the sake of it, order of elimination, American Catch Wrestling, and then Division. Desmond Xavier 71, Zachary Wentz 65, Matt Sydal 68, Mike Kanellis 41, Timothy Thatcher 60. That's his best rating. That's his best rating, and Oney Lorcan 50. So I'm glad I did American Catch Wrestling as a team, and they're just having great ratings. But it seemed like the Vision was off their game. Yeah, but I'm still trying to get the Vision and American Catch Wrestling over, even though they're doing some really great performances. And this was virtually a #1 contenders match, since we had to figure out who FTR's opponents are at the Bash, and that is going to be MSK. And this segment is basically FTR holding up the tag team championship. So they come in the ring and they square off with MSK. These two teams have been going at each other's throats since, I'll probably say, June. So FTR just hold their titles up in the air as MSK look on. No brawl, but these teams do not like each other at all. And FTR holds their titles up and MSK just look on. So 69, so Trish Stratus is in her office and Toni Storm barges in. She says, look, Trish, I know that the car for Bash at the Beach is filling up, but I need to show the world that I am still one of the best women on the roster, and that means beating Scarlett Bordeaux, who's a thorn in my side. And Trish Stratus simply says, okay, you can have your match against Scarlett Bordeaux at NXT Bash at the Beach. So we have another match. The card is looking stacked. I'm not even going to go over how many matches we have, but really good rating here. And we get Scarlett versus Toni Storm at the Bash. 77. So Ricky Starks, Kathy Kelly's earning her money right now. So Ricky Starks is having an interview segment with Kathy Kelly, and Ricky Starks says he knows that Johnny Gargano is the Mount Rushmore of NXT. When you think of NXT, you think of Johnny Gargano, but the thing is, Johnny's time has passed, and it's time for absolute Ricky Starks. And it's time for him to be on the mark. It's time for him to be on the main event. NXT has no place for people that still are hogging up the spotlight in Johnny Gargano. And he's going to prove that by beating Johnny Gargano whenever. And from out of nowhere, he gets super kicked by Johnny. And Johnny says, since you cost me that title match, I told you I was going to super kick your head off, and I just did that. But me and you have a little date at Bash at the Beach. So we get another segment where we get confirmation that it will be Johnny Gargano versus Ricky Starks. 77 rating, pretty good. It's going to be a really good. Johnny, I've been building him up, and Ricky Starks is one of the, I think on the creative meeting, he's one of the hot prospects, I think. So, yep, him, Ilya Dragunov. It used to be Rhea Ripley, but I think it's Kaylee right now. So, yeah, really good segment there. 60, Damian Priest defeated Alexander Jessic in 10-20 by pinfall at the South of Heaven. Just a match to give Damian Priest momentum and make him look credible in the eyes of the fans. Damian Priest 60, Alexander Jessic 51. Might have to call him up. I might have some plans for him. And Damian Priest was really off his game. So we get the segment with Tyler Breeze. So Tyler Breeze comes out with this selfie stick and the open weight championship around his waist. So Tyler Breeze is just being the complete prick that he is. And Tyler Breeze holds up his title and says, Damien, you've been a thorn in my side for weeks now. Ever since that match with Chris Bay, you've had your eyes on this title. Just to get you away from me, I'll give you a title shot at the Bash. But this will be your one and only chance at my openweight championship, because you're not winning it. You will fall to Prince Pretty. So Damian Priest is happy that he got his match, and we get another confirmation that'll be Tyler Breeze versus Damian Priest at the Bash. 80. So, okay, so Roderick Strong and Bobby Fish, seems like Balor Club is a little spread out here tonight, but Roderick Strong and Bobby Fish are in catering when out of nowhere they see Killer Kross, and Killer Kross was pissed off that he didn't get Kyle O'Reilly, but he gets his hands on Bobby Fish and Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong manages to escape, but Bobby Fish Killer Kross gives Bobby Fish a Doomsday Saito through the catering table, and Killer Kross is on the rampage, and he just got his hands on Bobby Fish, but he didn't get his hands on Roderick Strong, and Roderick Strong is seen leaving the catering in a hurry. I would be too if Killer Kross was in my crosshairs. No pun intended. 67, okay, really good match. So Juice Robinson defeated Laredo Kid in 12:36 by pinfall the Pope Friction. Juice Robinson 63, Laredo Kid 65. So Juice Robinson is 9-0 in NXT. Yeah, I'm just building the guy up. He might have not been in some marquee feuds yet, but sometimes with people, you gotta slow build them. You gotta slow build them. Like Finn Balor, he immediately was in the title. Well, he was immediately thrust in the main event with Adam Cole, and he formed Balor Club with Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and Bobby Fish. But not every time you're going to do that with people. But if you show them that, hey, this guy's on a winning streak, this guy is someone you have to look out for, then fans will start to look at them differently, start to look at them as credible. And this is a good win for Juice Robinson. And so Juice Robinson has a promo. He says, I am 9-0 in NXT. I am getting closer to my goal of being taken seriously on this brand. I'm getting close to doing what I didn't do last time in NXT, and that's win championship gold. I am 9-0. But the thing is, I don't have a match on the card at Bash at the Beach. And I know that it's a pecking order in NXT, and I might not have been at the marquee yet. But I'll be pissed off if I don't have something important to do right now. And Trent Seven comes out. Trent Seven says, Juice, you want an opponent? Look no further than me. Ever since I've broken up with Tyler Bate, I've been on a massive losing streak. I've been winning here and there on NXT Thunder or NXT Explosion. But I need to beat you to show the world that I'm still one of the best wrestlers on this roster. And Juice Robinson says, okay, I'm down. If that means beating another guy on this roster, you can have a match against me. And Trent Seven says, okay, I'll talk to Trish and see if we can get a match at the Bash. So we could potentially be getting Juice Robinson versus Trent Seven, and those guys could probably give us a good rating. Also 83. So Ronda Rousey comes out, and she, the baddest woman on the planet, she says this cut and dry. She says, Mia Yim, Ivelisse, you want to fight? You got one. I'm right here, right now. If one of you has, oh gosh, hold on. My throat there. But Ronda Rousey says, if you want to fight, head baddies in charge, I'm right here. And Mia Yim comes out by herself, no Ivelisse, and both women go at it. Ronda Rousey and Mia Yim are just throwing haymakers at each other, but Charlotte intervenes because head baddies in charge attacked her last week, and Charlotte gets in there, and that causes Ivelisse to come out, and all four women brawl. It was head baddies in charge versus Ronda and Charlotte, but something happens where Ivelisse Charlotte tried to big boot Ivelisse like she did a couple of weeks ago, but she ends up hitting Ronda Rousey. Mia Yim and Ivelisse escape because they say, ooh, we see where this is going. And Ronda Rousey is pissed off that Charlotte big booted her and got in her way. And Ronda told Charlotte a couple weeks ago that if you get in my way, I'll break your arm. And Charlotte did get in Ronda's way of getting her hands on the head baddies in charge. So we'll see what comes of that. I know that's not going to be good. It looks like we could potentially have a tag match, but can you really trust Charlotte Flair or Ronda Rousey to coexist? Can they coexist, as in WWE would say? 53, Deonna Purrazzo submitted Kaden Carter, and 640 by submission with the Fujiwara armbar. Deonna Purrazzo 56, Kaden Carter 38. Okay, 53, really good. I'm building in Deonna Purrazzo. She's one of the women on the roster that it's been really excelling with, just associating herself with different people. She had, she was in a feud with Bianca Belair, Head Baddies in Charge. She's in a feud with Allison Kane now. She was with Chelsea Green. They had that little feud. So yeah, Deonna Purrazzo's almost at 50 popularity, and she's kicking out 56. So that's really good. And we get a 60. So this is going to be interesting right here. So Allison Kane comes out with barbed wire wrapped around her arm, and she says, Deonna, that pain you felt when I hit your head with that steel chair is going to be nothing when I grind this metal against your flesh. And she says, me, you, Bash at the beach. You said you want to end my career? Let's have a match where careers are ended. Exploding barbed wire death match. And Deonna Purrazzo says, it'll be okay because the only blood that'll be spilled is yours. So we'll begin Deonna Purrazzo versus Allison Kay in an exploding barbed wire death match. It'll be my first time doing that, and I hope that'll be really good. Just got to figure out a way to get around the sponsors, not the sponsors, but the broadcasters, because Sportsnet 360 won't let me do a death match. Might have to do something different. Might have to just clone the match and have it, be less extreme per se. But we'll begin some type of death match between these women, no doubt about that. 72. So Brian Cage comes on. He says he knows Big Show is a legend, but legends have their expiration date. Big Show, 6 years ago, 5 years ago, people told you to retire, and you didn't. But I'll be the one to retire you, because the big men have evolved, and I'm the evolution of the big men. You are one of a dying breed, and I'll be the one that will cause its extinction. And Big Show comes on and says, Brian, people have been saying that my entire career, that they'll end my career. Brock Lesnar said they've done that. Kane said they've done that. Roman said they'll do that. But none of them have ended my career. I'll end it on my terms. If you want to be the one to try and do that, be my guest. Go home show. Brian Cage, Big Show. So it looks like we'll begin Big Show versus Brian Cage, and it looks like their feud is reaching a fever pitch. 66. So Kaylee Ray is in the ring, and she's waiting on her match against Candice LeRae. And Candice LeRae comes out, but she's not in her wrestling gear. She's in street clothes. And Kaylee Ray's confused, and Candice says, "Oh, Kaylee, I didn't tell you. You said you wanted to match against us, but I didn't specify against who. I won't be the one wrestling." And from out of nowhere, Camille spears Kaylee Ray. Kaylee Ray turns around. She's speared by Camille, and it looks like we'll be having Camille versus Kaylee Ray, and that match is a 53 all day. Then Clay. Okay, that sucks. But Kaylee Ray defeated Camille in 11:27 by pinfall of the reverse code red. Kaylee Ray 45 and Camille 50. But Kaylee Ray gets an important win against Camille, but she still wants her hands on Candice LeRae. 53 still a decent match, but they probably would have given me like a 60 if they hadn't clicked. 69. So we see a backstage promo or a promo with Bandito and Olivia Gomez, and Olivia Gomez says, last week, which is the first step, the first cap and the feather of the rising luchador Bandito, he beat a legend, a certified legend in this business. Also a legend that he used to look up to in his childhood. This is just the first step in the reinvention of Jefe, of Dios de Jefe, Bandito. Yeah, I like that name, Jefe. But this is the first step in the reinvention of Bandito. The second step is championship gold. So Bandito was there on that losing streak for a little bit, but now it looks like he's finally gained his confidence, and it's all through his best friend, or his childhood friend, and Olivia Gomez. 69 rated segment, really good. 53, okay, Dexter Lumis, 57, my bad. Dexter Lumis defeated Casey on Raw 736 by pinfall the breaking point. Dexter 56, Casey on Raw 53. And after the match, Dexter Lumis wins, and he just sitting there stoically, and Shiza McKenzie just jumping up for joy that her friend and Dexter Lumis won the match. And Dexter Lumis just leaves calmly up the stage when Shiza McKenzie is waving to the crowd saying, "We'll be seeing y'all soon." So Dexter Lumis, even though Shiza said we'll be seeing a new side of him. It still looks like the same old Dexter Loomis, but the man is winning matches. Whatever is happening with him and Chaz McKenzie, hey, more power to him. And he worked the crowd well. I'm glad I'm rating him on acting because he has some good acting skills. I can see because he's played a stalker and a guy from Stranger Things. So he looks like one of the guys that'll be in Stranger Things season 1. But 68 rated match. Oh my gosh, 68 rated segment. Really good, really good. So we see a really good rating from Ciampa. It's already oh my gosh, really good rating from Aleister Black. I gotta slow down. But really good rating from Aleister Black. He was rated on his selling, and this is all Aleister Black. And Aleister Black is sitting in the dark room. He says, Ciampa, I'll admit it, you did get the best of me 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. You took my NXT championship away from me, and I wasn't able to regain it when we faced that NXT TakeOver Phoenix. But Ciampa, that was then. This is now. I have a chip on my shoulder. I have to prove to people that I am still one of the best wrestlers in the world, and have to show them that I can be that darkness. Ciampa, you say you're the living entity of darkness, but at the Bash, I will vanquish your darkness. I will vanquish all the things you say you are, because you say you're the black heart, but the black heart is going to meet its end at the Bash. 71, really good. My gosh, Bronson Reed got kicked out of a really good rating. So Bronson Reed defeated Davey Boy Smith Jr. in 11:28 by pinfall with a death drop driver. Bronson Reed 77, Davey Boy Smith 53, and that's Bronson Reed's best rating yet. And yeah, Bronson Reed and Davey Boy Smith gave me a 71. That's really good. 84, my gosh, that's really good as well. So Chad comes down with his championship belt, and he goes face to face with Bronson Reed. And Bronson Reed says, even though he's the bigger man, people still see him as the underdog. And that's okay, because this is his first time being in an environment like this, being on the marquee, being in one of the main events of a pay-per-view. But that's okay, because I've been the underdog for most of my career. I've been the underdog since the start of my career. People doubted me. But here, Jonah Rock, Bronson Reed, whatever you call me, I've been the underdog. But at NXT TakeOver, Bash at the Beach, I will show people that I'm no longer the underdog, but I am the Auszilla. I am the monster. I am the Australian monster. And Chad Gable says, oh, not to be cocky, but confident, you'll lose. And you know why you'll lose? Because you're not experienced, Bronson. You might be one of the rising prospects in NXT, but I'm the champion. I'm the one that pinned Killer Kross. I'm the one that beat Swerve and Johnny. And I will continue to reign as the NXT Heavyweight Champion, because I have experience and have something that you don't. That killer instinct. That killer instinct is something that you're born with. It's something that you gain with experience. Something I have that you don't. And because of that, you'll be looking up at the lights at NXT Bash at the Beach, and I will continue to be the best bout machine, be the wrestling machine, Chad Gable. 80. So Bianca Belair is really having a sit-down interview recapping her time being the NXT Intercontinental Champion, and Bianca Belair admits that she was struggling there for a little bit, but it all changed almost a year ago when she beat Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair. No, she beat herself. She beat Rhea Ripley at TakeOver. I don't remember what TakeOver it was, but she beat them in October. And since then, she's been unstoppable. She's gained. She's been more confident. She's the strongest. She's the fastest. She's the smartest. And she's the most dominant woman on this roster. And she will continue to prove that when she beat Dakota Kai and Thunder Rosa. She says she's going to take them seriously, but people are still going to have to realize that EST is the BEST. She's the best woman in this industry, and she's the best woman on this brand. And she will show that at NXT Bash at the Beach, because no one can touch Bianca Belair. The main event next. The main event, we're going to have a great main event with, I don't think it's next. No, it's not. But the main event will be Johnny Gargano versus Finn Balor. Really good match. It should be a really good match. But the next one, 69. Okay, I knew it was a co-main. But Bayley defeated Riho in 16-13 by pinfall with the Bayley to belly suplex. Bayley 64, but Riho kicking out at 68. They have great chemistry. Yeah, really good. Bayley has 60 popularity, and this it should be a good match to get her over and get some more popularity. Her and Riho, this NXT TEW is weird with the ratings. Riho's absurdly over. I'm not saying that she isn't over, but she has 60 popularity, and Bayley has 60. You would think she would have at least something like 70, but hey, I have her now, and it's my goal to build her up. And Bayley defeated Riho, and she's the last woman to qualify in NXT Golden Ticket Qualifier. 55, not as good, but Bayley is winning, and she's basking in her glory. Not to be Keith Lee, but she's basking in her glory. And Raquel Gonzalez comes out and she says that you have to keep your eyes on me because I'm in that match, and I will win that golden ticket. And Bayley, she sees this, but she kind of just shoves her away and says she's not really worried about Raquel Gonzalez. And Raquel sees this as disrespect, but Bayley just leaves the ring without giving Raquel Gonzalez much thought. So we'll see what comes of that. But we have Bayley, Raquel Gonzalez, Kaylee Ray, Candice LeRae. We got Piper Niven, Jordan Grace. We got, who else is there? Kylie Ray. And we got to get a fourth woman from Inferno, and we'll see that in the coming weeks. But that ladder match is looking stacked. Any one of those women can win. 79. So the Hunters come out, and they said they heard what Swerve had to say on Twitter. He said that he's going to come for us, but we're tired of waiting. We're here right now, Swerve. What do you want to do? And Isaiah Scott comes out, but he's not alone. He has Chris Bay by his side. Chris Bay is here after he lost from Tyler Breeze a few weeks ago. And Isaiah Scott and Chris Bay together take the fight to the Hunters, and it ended up overpowering the Hunters where the Hunters have to retreat up the rampway with Isaiah Scott and Chris Bay celebrating with the crowd, but also staring daggers at the Hunters. So it looks like Isaiah Scott got himself some backup, and some much needed backup, because David Richardson and 80 Hours are two bad dudes, and you need someone to have your back, and it looks like Chris Bay has Swerve's back. And this should be the main event. 82, I will take it. In a good match, Finn Balor defeated Johnny Gargano in 23-52 by submission with the Fujiwara armbar. Man, I wish it was by pinfall. I don't really want Johnny to tap out. But during the match, you also had Ricky Starks distract Johnny Gargano. So Ricky Starks gets some revenge on Johnny for super kicking him early in the night. But the Prince Finn Balor is on a roll. The man, one of my favorite wrestlers to book right now, the man's on a roll. But 80 from Finn Balor, 74 from Johnny Gargano, 82 rated match. I think that's the second best match ever. And I wanted a banger main event, and we got it. Speaking of bangers, this was a banger rating. So Roderick Strong is still running away from Killer Kross from early in the night. And Killer Kross is... oh, no, he's not running away. I wrote the angle down. But Kross comes out. He's not running away from Roddy. But Kross comes out with the laid out Roderick Strong. And Finn tells Kross that if you want to fight him right here, right now. So Killer Kross drops Roderick Strong, the prone body of Roderick Strong. And Finn and Killer Kross go at it. But referees and road agents separate both men, and the crowd are just booing because they want both men to go at it. This feud has been boiling since April, and we're almost 4 months later, and these two men still hate each other. But you want to protect one of your better matches on the card, and that will be Finn Balor and Killer Kross. So these two men have to be separated, and yeah, I thought this was a good show. 80 rated, okay. Thought it was gonna be a little bit better, but I'm not gonna complain about 80. So tell me what you thought down below. Still getting used to doing these freestyle angles. I wrote the segments down, but it's kind of a little bit jarring when you're recording. We have to look at the computer and also writing the angles out. I still think it's better than writing all the angles out. It definitely saves me more time, and also I think it helps me become more natural when it comes to speaking instead of just reading what's in front of me. So tell me what you thought down below. I'll see you when I see you. Peace.